Hello and welcome to the Corona Yoga Challenge, and today is day 81. So, can you make sure that you check my website, make sure that you're keeping safe and adapting poses how it's going to suit your body best for any issues that you might have. And please do that little subscribe and bell thing if you want to get an update of when the videos come out. And we're going to start today in all fours. So if you bring yourself to a comfortable all fours position. So we're going to start with the long distance between hands and knees. So just make sure that your knees are a kind of neutral distance apart. And then you're going to slide your hips forwards and back. So you're going to get a nice long feeling through the back, particularly as the hips come back. And you can get a little bit of strengthening into the arms as you come forwards, but try to focus on the movement of the spine and releasing the back muscles so that you're not really focusing on the arms at the moment. We're focusing on the kind of the core of you, the centre of your body, and most importantly, the spine to start with. And then you can start to get that feeling of the undulation of the tummy muscles or of the tummy as the hips come back. So you're starting to notice what your body does to keep you here and to help you move. And then you're going to bring yourself back into that long all fours position, and you're going to come right the way up onto your fingertips. And you're going to step one foot either. It might be a little step, you might prefer to be both on both knees for this. But if it's comfortable, you're going to step one leg out to the front. You're going to let your hand come onto your front leg. And then you're just gently going to sink down through the hips, so the hips coming down towards the floor and the back leg is lengthening away. You're going to bring your hands back onto the floor, and I usually take them inside my foot so it's more comfortable to move. And then we're going to come back to all fours, and we're going to come to the other side. So same thing, settle the front foot down, walk your hands onto your front leg, shoulders release down, so we relax through the upper body, a little bit of strength through the back leg. So the back leg and the hip are grounding and stabilising. Bringing your hands back onto the floor, bring your leg back, and then we're going to come to your first side again. So foot settles onto the floor, long distance, longer if you want, so that from here you can slide your weight forwards into that front foot, and this time if you want to, let your hands come up and overhead. Breathe out, let your hands come down, and then swap over to the opposite side. Same thing, settle the foot down, press down through the front foot to bring yourself up. Keep rooted down through the back leg. Let your hands come up, get nice, even open, and bring yourself down. Hands going to come onto the floor, and you're going to come to your first side again. So just step yourself forward so that you're comfortable. Allow the front leg to extend forwards, or the front knee to extend forwards. Hands can come up and overhead, and if you want to, just get that feeling of a gentle opening out towards the ceiling as the shoulders soften and widen. And then bring your hands down to the centre, onto the floor, and then slide your knee back. Now we're going to come to even up, so onto your other side. So settle down through that front foot, down through the front foot to bring yourself up. Steady through the back leg. Hands can come up and overhead if you would like. Shoulders sink and soften, chest gently opens. And then sweep your hands forwards, bring them onto the floor. And then you're going to bring yourself back and into all fours. And you're going to have your toes tucked under if this is comfortable, so that you've got that feeling of a little bit of purchase through the feet. Gentle stretching into the soles of the feet. And then we're going to bring ourselves up into standing. So you're going to walk your hands back towards your knees. You're going to lift up through your hips, soften through the knees, a touch. Allow your hands to rest onto your thighs or your legs somewhere, so that the crown of the head can move in the direction of the floor. And then bend through your knees, come wide and high through the hands, all the way up and overhead, and down to your heart. We're going to do a standing pose from here. So if you bring yourself to facing the short edge of your mat. So you're going to take one foot forward, settle your weight down into that foot. You're going to let your back leg come up, and it might be it just floats, or it might be that you catch hold of that back leg. And then you're going to start to let your leg come out slightly to the side, and you're going to let your shoulders come forward. So you can let your hand come out a little bit. And then bring yourself back up, just to natural standing. Come to the second side. So same thing, you can just catch hold of your leg. The knee is going to come slightly out to the side. Hand can come slightly forward, so you're just letting the shoulders come out and forward. And then bringing yourself back and up. You're going to come to your first side again. So you're going to catch hold of your leg. Knee's going to come out. And just have a little look. The foot wants to be quite active on this side. So it's not just gone to sleep. If the foot just goes to sleep, everything just gets a little bit overly soft. So a little bit of activity through that back leg. And then the knee comes out to the side. You're going to ease yourself forwards, and you might want to come a little bit further forwards than you did the last time, or not. And then bring yourself back up and to standing. And then to the opposite side. So catch hold of your leg. Free hand comes out. Knee is coming away from the side of your other leg. Then you're easing yourself out and forwards, a little bit of activity through the back foot. Down through the front foot, up through the hand to bring yourself back to standing. We're going to do one more on each side if you want to. So it's so important that you have a little bit of support beside you if you need it, so you can go towards that support. We're just going to do one more on each side. So if you're using support, you would just take your hands onto the support, then the knee would come out, then you could ease yourself forwards. I can't do it with the support, it's harder. That's what happens sometimes. So ease yourself forward, steady down through the front foot, and then bring yourself all the way back up. Extend your hand up and overhead, and bring yourself back to even. And then to the opposite side. So same thing. Knee bends out, back foot is a little bit active, front or free hand comes up and overhead. Then you ease yourself forward, allow yourself that kind of out to the side feeling. Enjoy that feeling of a little bit of space. And then lift up through your free hand and back to standing. Back to nice and settled feet. We're going to come down to the floor now. So if you want to bring yourself to all fours so that your toes are both tucked under. Oh, I'm way too close. Alright, let's try this. So you're going to have both toes tucked under. And then from here, you're just going to bring one leg out to the side. So you're going to be sitting down on one foot. You're going to let your free hand come just rest onto your leg comfortably. So if there's any part of this that isn't comfortable, please adapt it. So please change it. So important that whether your knees, feet, hips don't like it, you can just come to kind of high kneeling. You can come down onto the knees. You could do both legs in squat, whichever you would prefer. So this is like a half squat. So one leg is just a kneeling, other leg comes out to the side, arm rests easily, and you're just going to bring your hand, so you can take your hand onto your hip, or you can take your hand onto your heel. And you're just going to ease yourselves into the open space. And then bring yourself back to the centre. Knees going to come down, and then we're going to come over to the opposite side. So back heel is tucked under, you're just resting your arm onto your hand. Back hand can settle onto your heel. And then you're just easing yourself easily into that open space. Bringing yourself back to the centre. Both knees come down to the floor. And then we're going to come to the, first side is, I've lost my first and second side. Just go with whichever side. So you can do that thing where one knee is down on the floor, one knee is extended up. Hand comes onto the back leg. I'm going the same way again. Ease yourself round and into the open space. And back to the centre. And then to the second side. So opposite knee is lifted up, I can't do this. I'm going the same way every time. I hope you're better at this than I am. And then just ease yourself into the open space. Back to the centre, both knees settle down. And we're going to come to sitting. So if you want to do a little bit of breathing, so if you want to just bring yourself to a comfortable seated position for you. I'm impressed by my inability to work out lefts and right, even for myself. Right. So we're going to do a little bit of flower hand breathing, so that it's like your hands become like little, could be any sort of flower. In a yoga term, it's often termed a lotus flower, like my trousers. But it's that idea that the petals kind of close in and then open out. So we're working with that nice steady breath, where you're trying to find a flow from one to the other. So it's not like there's an in-breath and then there's an out-breath and then there's an in-breath. We're trying to look for that sense of flow between the in-breath and the out-breath, and also for the movement of the hands at the same time. If you find that you get a little bit confused about what your hands are doing, just let it go, just enjoy some nice easy breathing. So what we're going to do is, as you inhale, the fingertips are going to come up and in. As you exhale, hands or fingertips are going to open out like petals. Inhaling, the fingertips come in. Exhaling, gently opening. Working back and forth with your breathing, so that you start to synchronise the movement of your hands with the movement of your breath. So it feels a peaceful kind of marriage or a peaceful connection between your hands and your breathing. And then allow your body to just rest. So in terms of kind of energy or what we're doing, our breathing, it's like the in-breath and the out-breath are opposites. But what's so important is that we find a harmony between them both. And that goes for the energetic aspects, the active and the passive within ourselves, and also the kind of strong and the soft, so that we have that kind of balance. And my challenge to you today is based on that. It is because sometimes we think of opposites as things that there's a good and a bad, or that there's what we want and what we don't want. So I would like, if you're up for it, to find something where you find an opposition in your mind, so that there's a good and a bad, or something you like and don't like, and try and find, well, what's the benefits in that? Where's the harmony? How do they come together? So it's a bit of a kind of potentially challenging philosophical one for you. But it could just be that you take it on a really simple, nice, easy layer, like taking something sweet and sour and making yourself a nice meal that has both in them. So it's up to you where you take that, obviously. So this is a Leoation, so from Leo, a proverb. If you like things easy, you'll have difficulties. If you like problems, you'll succeed. If you like things easy, you'll have difficulties. If you like problems, you'll succeed. So it's an interesting one to think on. I'm not entirely sure I agree, but there's something in it for sure. But it might be just what you need today. Thank you.